Greetings. Welcome to So Much to Talk About pregame for the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the New York Knickerbockers. My pleasure every year to have this gentleman to my right and your left. One of the great NBA players from the standpoint of defense, rebounding, and leadership. My pleasure to have the analyst for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Mr. Grant Long. Pleasure to have you on the show.
Hey, it's great to be back, man. It's been at least a year now, but it's good to be back in New York City and talking with you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the Thunder, one of the elite teams in the Western Conference now, and what's been this year? They've been dealing with injuries well, been able to get some victories. So talk about how this team has matured from last year, you know, through the great run they had last year into now.
Well, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. We were one of the only teams last year to have 4 guys play together in all 82 games. That does not happen in the NBA. So we're going through this year being tested a little bit because we have had some significant injuries. Kevin Durant has missed a couple games. Jeff Green has missed maybe 4 or 5, maybe even 6 games. So we're dealing with that little bit of adversity for the first time when you have major guys that go out. But I think they've adjusted well. Guys have stepped up. Russell Westbrook is having a kind of year that, you know, would suggest that he's in the MVP conversation along with Kevin Durant, obviously. But guys have made the adjustment. Our bench has really played well. They've stepped up in the absence of some of our key guys, and that's what your team's supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to always be able to do, and that's why it's called a team. And you can never really foresee injuries coming, but when they do, you just have to have guys prepared and ready to step up.
And speaking of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, you usually need 2 superstars to win an NBA championship. These guys are developing to be those type of superstars to carry the team on their back. So did they, and the fact that they're so great right now, like it's beyond the wildest dreams of the front office and the organization, right?
Well, I think you have to give a lot of credit to the front office because they did do their homework when everybody else not necessarily passed on a guy like Russell Westbrook. I mean, Kevin Durant, he's an easy pick. You know that guy was going to be what he is.
He felt
right, proven the way he did or the way he played at Texas. But Russell Westbrook was one of those guys I think a few teams passed on. They just didn't understand his potential. But our guys, our front office people did a lot of homework, background checks, and understood that this young man had a tremendous amount of potential. And let us not forget also, we always talk about Russell and Kevin Durant, but Jeff Green is a very integral part of this ball club. He's a high-level guy that can get it done. Just yesterday, while playing in Charlotte, I think he had 9-10 points in the 4th quarter that helped us seal that win. So, you know, a lot of the attention goes to Kevin and Russell, but Jeff Green's certainly a third person in this whole thing.
Serge Ibaka, I mean, he's been a beast in the paint this year.
The man from Congo, what can I say about him? A young man is evolving as a tremendous NBA talent. He's known for shot blocking and rebounding, but he's developed a 16 or 17-foot jump shot along the baseline that he's knocking down consistently, and I think that's where Serge is evolving now. He's looking at his offense a little bit more on top of already rebounding and playing solid defense.
One more question for you. Which player in the NBA right now reminds you of how you were?
Wow. That's a good question, but I look at my team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I say I'm a combination of Jeff Green with his outside shooting and his ability to play any position on the floor and be successful at it, but defensively tenacious like a Thabo Sefolosha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the combination of me.
Sir, I want to say it's a pleasure, as usual, to talk with you, and definitely your insight has been great on the broadcast. I've checked out a couple of your games, too, on there. Yes, indeed. I won't say the website, you know, because it's illegal feeds, but, you know, I won't say.
It's always a pleasure. Anytime we get together, it's always been fun, and I'll continue to support you, man. Keep coming out to the game and supporting us, and I'll do the same for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Long, pleasure.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Hold off Oklahoma City's runs in the second half. How meaningful was the 3 days off in terms of getting those special legs back?
It was good. I mean, it could have been 2 days. I think we were ready yesterday. We just have played a lot of games in November and December. And I think more physical than physical, I think it's emotional. We had to come back down to sea level after the week we had here in the Garden, and you know, kick the game in between. But you know, it's like that. NBA is not easy.
You had kind of said last week you couldn't get your guys rest because you never had big leads. Or the easiest way.
It makes it easier. Makes it easier, that's for sure. Hope they can figure that out.
Could you tell that they didn't have any legs?
A little bit, but you know, I'm not worried about them. I'm just looking at us.
Can you talk about Landry's rebounding, and is that something you saw in college that stood out to you?
I didn't even see him. I'm not, I'm not a real big. Stanford comes on about too late for me. I'm already in bed. You kidding me? But that's something that he just does. He just figures out what does the team need. He even said it to our coach, I've got to rebound more. That's what I got to do. He did. He's working on his threes. He wasn't a great three-point shooter now. He's really efficient as a player. And he just keeps improving defensively, offensively, and it's just a smart guy and a great player. Well, don't want to get too far. Can be a great player because he's what all coaches love. He's the glue guy. He's the guy that can be really good on a great team. Let's put it that way.
Greetings, welcome to So Much to Talk About here at the post-game edition of the show. Big win by the New York Knicks over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Landry Fields on the show, pleasure to have you on. And how great is it that in the fourth quarter you guys are able to rest and really, enjoy this type of victory and not have to work too hard?
It means a lot. If we can do our job in the first three quarters and kind of weather the storm in the fourth and let guys rest, it means a lot. It helps us, in the long run.
Last time I spoke with you was at the end of that Houston game where it was like rock bottom, pretty much. Express how different it is now.
It's way different. Yeah, it really is. Kind of had to go through some struggles there, but kind of found our niche and what we want to do in this system.
You're averaging around 8 boards a game as a guard, as a shooting guard, and that type of hustle, that puts you on the floor immediately. So that type of hustle, was that consciousness that you wanted to have that type of hustle coming into the league to make a name for yourself very quickly? Right?
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head right there. I wanted to come in and let everybody know that I'm more than one-dimensional. I don't have to just score. I can do a lot of things for the team. So that was kind of my whole mindset about it all.
Looks like you're going to be part of the rookie game for sure. The rookie-sophomore game for sure. So I know that's a nice showcase for you. I know that, definitely. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if time comes and I'm there, it'll be great. Yeah.
I enjoy watching that game, so that's why.
All right, man. Yeah, have a good one.
Happy holidays to you. My pleasure to have Danilo Gallinari. And Danilo, it's great to have a victory like this, right, where you can be able to rest in the fourth quarter and not stress over anything. Talk about that.
We played a great game, and especially in the last 2 quarters, we were able to get a stretch a little bit and go up by 15 and try to keep that advantage. And I thought we played a great game against a great team because they are a great team and they have a really good record in Western Conference. So it was a great game.
A lot of your teammates are talking about the 3 days and how you guys were able to do reps and be able to really not have to do anything on the fly in the game, but to be able to practice it and execute it. How important is that, and how that can really translate going on?
Yeah, these 3 days were so important because we were talking about all the mistakes that we did in Miami game and in the Cleveland game, especially in the Cleveland game. We were a little bit tired, but we did a lot of mistakes on not talking on defense, and we were not really talking. And so we were practicing on our mistakes, and we were practicing really hard. We had 2 hard practices, and we practiced pretty good. And once you practice good on the things that you have to improve, those are like the mirror in the game.
You guys are getting more and more used to each other, and in your assessment, how far can you guys go this season? Not just next, but this season.
We are a brand new group, so we got to take day by day, and we are taking game by game, and we'll see. We cannot worry a lot about the future, but we know that we have a lot of talent, and we know that we can build in our chemistry and improving our chemistry. We can get to a really good point.
Danilo, thank you very much. Great appreciate it.